So for the past week, all I've heard was Dandadan's getting cancelled in this newest episode. And I'm thinking to myself, man, everyone, the way people be talking, I'm expecting someone to actually get bent over and we see the probe, like we get the POV going in or something. And don't get it twisted, the end of the episode is probably the funniest thing I've seen all freaking season. And the entire episode was gas. It was hilarious, it was comedy gold. And it was just ridiculous watching a man butt-ass naked run around having to fight while being embarrassed. Baffled that we are approaching the end of 2024. Are we really going to keep the same energy going into 2025? People will always be offended by something. We collectively as a species are not going to agree. I mean, the best way to put this, and I'm gonna meme it, and I'm sure there's gonna be some questionable people out in Alabama you wouldn't want around a family reunion. But do I actually think collectively Alabama is doing some questionable things? No. To the same way, you're always gonna find one or two, or maybe even a small little echo chamber of people upset of, aren't these kids in high school, why are they naked? Even though it's clearly not meant in the way that they're implying. It doesn't mean collectively the internet's canceling it. It means a group of people got their panties in a twist and, they're mad. The internet's mad in general. It's just, I understand I'm also talking about it, but I think it's important to mention, because we can't keep this energy up. The internet isn't canceling Dandadan. A small group of people are gonna get upset, and honestly with that energy, they'll probably end up in government positions where they'll try to ban it. And it most likely will go nowhere. What actually happened with Dandadan episode 9 is we got a hilarious, action-packed episode with the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to an anime high school student, that they just need to switch schools pronto and their names. No one's canceling this show. A group of small people might get mad, but that's just moms at their, church Sunday book fair thinking that everything's gonna turn their kids into Satan. Let them be. Of course, I have full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see my full and thought to this greatness over there exclusively. So, around the midway point or a little after that, I was like, man, what's going to happen when they come out, right? Because, once time's no longer frozen or whatever's going on. Because I was like, no, there was no one in the hallway as far as we knew. But if class ends or whatever, it's going to look bad because currently they're naked. And they went so much funnier and crazier than I was expecting. Because the fact that Okurin's on top of Momo, there's a big puddle, they're winded, she's talking about how hard it is, and how good he did, and collectively the school's like, the fuck? The best part too, is it's not even just them when they run away. Ira too is then catching up, so it looks like they were having a threesome. Three's not company with these lunatics. I generally wonder how long you would get suspended for. I would not be surprised if they got expelled. There's enough eyewitnesses to all agree that shit was getting slammed, if you catch my drift. What a brilliant end to that insane arc, because the whole time our boy is butt naked, the number of times they threw him into positionings that you would have swore he was on the casting couch for Black.com was insane. But my boy was a trooper and he said, listen, I can't find my pants, but I'm still gonna fight and protect my girls. And I said, respect. These aliens are insane, man. I would like to imagine if you ever had the unfortunate time of going to a Diddy party, the aliens in their human forms are probably what you found there, because they are creepy as hell. And the idea of them merging with Nessie, it's just I was expecting a 5-minute fight. I figured now that, Silky's out and our girl, I thought we were just going to quickly kick ass, we'd have a little goofy moment oh my god, they're naked, and then we'd move on with our day. But the entire episode just continuously escalated to the point that Mantis, Shrimp, and Aliens and Nessie were merging into one abomination, and it was freaking fantastic. And, you really have to look at what they did around the midway point when everything looked like green, like it had that green glow to it. Pretty much looked like if you would swim in those waters, you'd come out like the mutants in Futurama. Like, that's what it was looking like. Given that the manga's not outside of maybe, manga covers and stuff, right? Like, the actual pages are black and white. This has to be one of those cases of just, you really have to highlight the fact that the anime studio understood the assignment, because not only just with this episode with that green lighting and the lighting in general, but the green specifically, look at all of the episodes and what they've done with lighting and color palettes. It is just explosive with creativity, as if the anime director in question was the one who made this from scratch himself, because it feels perfect. But exactly like if you're reading the manga, I bet you look at these colors coming to life and you're like, you know what? Even if it wasn't exactly what I had in my head, they just understood the assignment. It just makes it pop with such creativity. And the VAs, I mean, there was at one point, like if you look at the aliens with how they're muffling the voices, both because they were underwater, but also because of their weird electronic alien-like bullshit. Just the sound design in general is fantastic. And then you look at the characters and the ridiculousness. I mean, despite a guy running around naked as hell, and this isn't even an exaggeration, Momo jerking him to become a boat. Never thought I'd say that, to be fair. The characters are actually, like, they're people, and I love how they're handling essentially a rom-com dynamic between these three. But most importantly, how it highlights just, like, despite the utter embarrassment that he's going through, they all, like, are there to protect each other and, collectively have become a friend group, even if they also kind of hate each other's guts. But then again, what is a friend group when growing up if you don't slightly hate them every other day of the week? Let's be 100%. Either way, I mean, this was definitely the wildest, like, shot I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of the wildest shots I've seen this year, and I think it deserves all of the reaction, but let's not give too much energy to people who are canceling the show. People are gonna get... You can post a puppy on Twitter, and someone will get mad. Does it mean that the internet's canceling puppies? No. It just means that someone's just dumb as shit. Let's keep that energy, okay? But man... you guys disappoint me with the way you guys be hyping up how much this was going to get canceled. Because there was a couple of shots where he was bent over and I was like, oh shit, are they actually going to commit to something? No, they didn't. The internet is a joke. Treat it as such. Let me know what you thought though down below. Whether you've been anticipating this moment, did it live up to expectations? And what did you think of the reveal, if you're anime only, of them getting down and dirty on the school floor? Because I thought something like that might happen around the midway point, but it was better than I could possibly predict. But your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Sign, Teeny Bopper, Ashlith, Crowley AC, Derek Nickel, Little Big Trouble, Trap Senpai, Audrey, Zia, Darthwin Wright, Magical, and we also have Eric Barton. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.